Welcome to the 2023 interview series. I'm Sabrina Schottenhamel, and today I have with me another one of my dear friends and entrepreneurs, Jennifer Reyes. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, Sabrina. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here with me. And so I'm going to have you introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah. So, hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Reyes, and I make selling simple and fun for coaches. And I'm really, really passionate to connect with each of you.
Awesome. Thank you. And also tell the audience how we originally met.
Yeah. So, I think we met about 3 years ago at a local event.
Mhm.
And I actually met a handful of amazing people there. And especially you, Sabrina, you just really stood out. I think I heard you share a little bit too. I knew that you had a passion for speaking and just being that light that you and that you carry when you connect with people. So, and then it just went from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similar. I remember being in a networking circle with you, and everybody was sharing about themselves and their business, and it was just something about you, or there was something about you that just stood out, and we exchanged cards, and then we connected afterwards, and yeah, you've been my coach and mentor and friend for about 3 years now, and it's just been amazing. And of course, you've connected me with a lot of people. And if people are watching this interview series, they will also notice that when I asked the question to my other fellow entrepreneur friends, that engaging speakers and Jennifer Reyes are a lot of how I've met and connected with people over the last few years, and how they've become my favorite people to be around.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Yeah, I
there's
think I alluded to that in the beginning too, that I love being a connector. That's one of the things I'm really passionate about.
yes. Yeah, and I think that's something that we connected on too, because I love to connect people, and it's fun to make the connections and then see how they flourish after that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
All right, Jennifer. So tell us a few of your passions.
Yeah, well, I think I've said it already like 5 times, right? I love being a connector. And
Yeah.
so, I think when you just show up to serve, right? Whatever that may be for just that brief moment, or it might be for a season, or it might be a lifetime, right? Um, those relationships begin to flourish and they form and flourish. And so having a conversation, sometimes I don't even need to know anything about the person. Let's say, for example, Sabrina, you said, "Oh, I want you to meet so and so," right? I just take it from there. I don't really need to know a whole lot. I'm just open to how that conversation is going to flow. And so I like to encourage other people to do the same. And sometimes, yes, I'll give them a little bit of background because not everybody is that way, but just kind of to see, where is God going to take this? And it's just a beautiful thing that begins to happen. So I'm really passionate about connecting others. I also am really passionate about helping people go from uncertainty to unshakable. And so what does that even mean? Well, that unshakable confidence, as I call it, actually has nothing to do with ourselves. So we can relax, we can rest in the fact that we don't have to carry around all these things on our own shoulders, right? Trying to strive and hustle and do everything in our own strength. And so that's something that I'm really passionate about. I'm also passionate about um, creativity, whether that's something with art. I'm looking into getting into watercolor painting. So I don't even know if I'm going to like it yet. Like I got the book, I got the paints, I have the paint set. I'm taking a watercolor class for the first time coming up. And I just love color. I love color. I love sparkles. I mean, you could tell with my background here. I'm wearing heart sparkles today. I just love anything like that. But getting able to flow like that, and it really also helps me just to connect further in my relationship with God too. So doing that, and then movement. I love dancing with my husband. That's also how I met him. And so just getting up and moving around is something else that I really enjoy.
I love dancing too. So, and actually we've gone dancing together.
Yeah. And it's soon a watercolor class, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming
Yeah.
up very soon. I'm very excited about that. Yeah. I love to express myself through different forms of art, and painting, drawing, dancing, speaking, massage. Those are all of my forms of art that I love to do. So yes.
Yeah. And doing that with people that you are friends with or new people or family, people that you care about, that to
Mhm.
me is tying all that together with that connection piece as well. It's the life aspect, even faith aspect, business. I don't compartmentalize. God doesn't do that. So why should we? Right. So it's all a part of who we are and what we are.
Mhm. Wonderful. Yes. And so now that we know your passions, what brought you into this line of work?
Yeah. Well, I spun around for many, many years, about 13 years, when the concept and idea of coaching actually came to me, which most people didn't know even what that was way back when. This was pretty early on. I'm totally going to date myself here if I even say the year. But when you used to say coach back then, people thought sports, right? They didn't understand the type of coaching in business or life coaching. And I actually do a form of non-traditional life and business coaching and faith coaching, kind of swirl that together, but the primary focus is on business coaching. But I was in the sales uh, arena for a long time, meaning in corporate sales, right? And there was something about sales that I really liked, and there were other things that I didn't like. And so I tried to run away from that for a while until a friend and mentor stepped in and said, you know what, sales is in your DNA. And I said, but I don't like the way that it's taught out there. What I didn't realize, Sabrina, is that really sales can come from the heart, right? That's the name of my company, actually, Sales from the Heart, right? You could be authentic. There can be the way that God has designed your blueprint to show up and serve others, right? Not what the industry necessarily says to be. And so after many, many years of thinking I wasn't qualified, I was too young, all these other things, I finally stepped forward into a coaching program. And got certified and all that stuff back in 2007. But then I still kicked around a little bit thinking I wasn't enough. And of course, I didn't truly understand whose I was, who I am. And so it wasn't until several years after that in 2013 that I launched Sales from the Heart. And so this is why I, will stand firm against things that try to come up to prevent people from moving forward in their calling and what they're meant to do and how they show up to serve.
And I love that. Yeah. Yeah. It's all in who we're serving, right? Or
Yeah,
all in
yeah.
creating.
Well, I like to say that we work with God, not we're working for him, because then that puts us again in operating out of our own strength. So he's working with us, through us, and for us. Yeah.
Mm.
But we glorify him. So yeah, exactly that point, Sabrina. And I'm just so happy in how you've grown in your relationship. We're not talking necessarily religion here, but in relationship, right? And that looks individual to each person. So I work with people of all different backgrounds and faiths. I always say I'm not here to convince, convert, or condemn, but I'm not going to shy away from sharing my story, right? And the story that he has written for me. And I encourage other people to stand forth and in what is that truth for them, right? What is God's truth? And in that way, then we start to take those lies captive, and the lies that people have placed over us, or the things that we have believed that try to limit God, even though we can't. But we try to place these limitations over ourselves, or and what we're really called to do. And so the sales piece, you're like, Jennifer, I thought you teach on sales. Yes, that is the part I really, really absolutely love, to help people bring in more clients and connect with them authentically, fine tune their messaging and their marketing. But sometimes we can't even get to that part if there's all this other yucky stuff in the way, right? And the stuff that is weighing on people's hearts really heavily.
Yeah. And you've helped me to work through some of that stuff too,
Mm.
because yes, if we're not being true to ourselves, we're not being authentic, our ideal customers and clients are not going to connect with us,
Yeah.
because they're gonna feel some underlying issues that is is still there. So you have to work on those, and then you can step into your true self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And really just receive, the people that have been placed right in front of you, to serve really and to
Mhm.
connect with.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
hmm Yeah. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
And the next question I want to ask you is, what are you grateful for right now?
Oh my goodness. So before we got on this recording, I said, oh my goodness, Sabrina, you look like sunshine. So I'm grateful for you, for inviting me here, for just who you are, Sabrina, and really shining your light and getting out and on this platform, on video and speaking and doing all the things that you really enjoy. And then I'm also, because we're in Chicago right now, I'm grateful for some sunshine. And even though it's only 25 degrees today, I'm grateful for the sunshine. And so, yeah, I'm also grateful for Hot Works. So I go to this place where it's an infrared sauna, and it helped me get through the winter this year, because who doesn't want to be in 130 degrees dry heat when it's in the middle of winter here? But I'm just really grateful for you, Sabrina, and for my friends, my family, and resources that help us get through, times that may feel, a bit challenging. And for me, it's cold. I'm not meant to be in the cold. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I'm not a cold weather person, but this is where we're planted, so this is where we shall thrive, right?
Exactly. Until we move.
We move to another warmer, more
Yeah.
sunnier place.
Yeah.
hmm All right. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for your time and your energy and this space today. Can you please let our audience know how they can get a hold of you and connect with you?
Yeah. So you can find me at jenniferreyes.com. That's Jennifer Reyes, REYES.com. And I have some fun stuff there for you. There's a free interactive class that you're welcome to hop on, from uncertain to unshakable, discerning paths in your faith, your life, and your business. It's a really great way to actually dive in and uncover what is working well for you and what isn't. So you'll leave with clarity. You'll leave with that one clear path. You'll leave with letting go and breaking free of those shiny objects, right? And not the fun ones that sparkle, but like the ones that keep us stuck, that keep us spinning, that keep us consuming instead of creating. You're meant to create. There's something within you that other people need to hear, right? And that you're called to serve. So find me at jenniferreyes.com.
Yes, and I will definitely put your link in the description and wherever we post this on our social media channels. Well, thank you again, Jennifer. And I just really appreciate you taking the time with me.
Thank you for having me, Sabrina. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Bye.